Well, hello everybody. Welcome to Jeff's Baking Blog. Today I'm making lemon ricotta cookies or biscuits. They're very simple to make, and you probably know that I love lemons, so I'm going to enjoy these, I know that. I start off by preheating my oven to 200 Celsius, that's 180 Celsius with a fan, 400 Fahrenheit, and I've lined a couple of baking trays with parchment paper. So with that done, we'll go on to the ingredients. And for these I have 425 grams of plain flour or cake and pastry flour, whichever you have, and that's 3 cups minus 3 tablespoons, based on a cup being 150 grams, the way I scoop it. I have 1 cup of sugar, which is 200 grams, that's caster sugar, but you could use granulated. I have 250 grams of ricotta, that works out at just under 9 ounces. I have the zest from a lemon. I have 1 stick, 112 grams of butter, which I've allowed to soften a little bit. I have 1 medium egg, which would be large in the USA, 1 tablespoon of baking powder, half a teaspoon of vanilla extract, and half a teaspoon of lemon extract. I also have some icing sugar that I'm going to use once I've made the dough, and that's going to go on the counter to stop the dough sticking to the counter. And I have some lemon juice, and once I've baked the cookies I may decide that I'm going to use a bit of the lemon juice and some icing sugar just to make some icing to go on top of some of them. That's not necessary, that's entirely optional. So the first thing I'm going to do is to, I'll put my baking powder and my lemon zest into the flour, and I just give those a bit of a mix around, then I can set that to one side for the time being. And this is an easy recipe that you could do entirely by hand, but I'm going to use my hand mixer. So into a bowl I'm going to put the sugar and the butter, and I'm going to cream those together until the butter has gone much paler and it's light and fluffy. So that's quite good, and then I'm simply going to add in my ricotta and my egg, the vanilla extract and the lemon extract, and I'm going to mix those together until they're fully combined. And that took no time at all. And then I'm going to add the flour mixture, and I'm going to add that a little bit at a time, probably in 3 or 4 additions, and just gently mix that in. And with that almost mixed in, I'm going to finish that with a spatula. and just mix it until all the flour is incorporated. So that's quite nicely incorporated. I'm just going to squeeze that together a little bit with my hand, and then I can scrape the bottom to get the rest of it up. And I want to pull that into a nice soft dough, and of course with all the moisture it's a little bit sticky. So what I'm going to do then is simply take some icing sugar and sprinkle it onto the counter and put my mixture on. Like that, and I'm going to just press it down into a sort of rectangle, of a fairly even thickness, like that. And I want to divide this into 36. You can make as many of these as you want, 36, 40, even 48. But 36 is quite easy to do, because if I divide this into 3 fairly equally sized strips, like that, I can then divide each of those into 12, and I'm just being fairly liberal with the icing sugar. And so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And so with 12 like that, I'm simply going to put some icing sugar onto my hands, and I'm going to take each one and I'm going to roll it into a ball. And I'm going to put it on a baking tray. So I have 2 trays here. I have a smaller tray with another 6 on, so they're not all quite the same size, but I really don't think it matters. And as you can see, I've left a decent gap between each of them because they're going to spread out. And so I'll bake these in the oven for 15 minutes, and then I'll take them out of the oven and allow them to cool down. And once they've cooled down, I'll come back and show you the results. I baked the lemon ricotta cookies for 15 minutes. Then I took them out and let them cool down. And they baked very, very nicely. This is what they look like. So they're firm on the outside, but they're nice and soft on the inside. And it's the ricotta which helps to keep that nice soft crumb. So I'll have a taste. They almost have a cake-like texture, similar in some respects to a scone or a scone. I get a nice hint, and it's a subtle hint of the lemon. The lemon extract doesn't give that tartness, it gives the lemon flavour but not the tartness, and the lemon zest gives a nice flavour as well. So these are very, very easy to make. They take very little time. I was going to put some lemon icing on the top of some of them, but having tasted them I decided I didn't think it needed them, so I've left that out completely. So I hope you've enjoyed the recipe, and if you have, please give me the thumbs up below the video and click to subscribe to my YouTube channel. In the top right hand corner of the screen there will be an eye that you can click on, and that will take you to a link for this recipe, and I'll put a link below the video as well, and I'll be back with another recipe in the very near future. So until then, happy baking.